In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 NFL games happening on November 23, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. New England Patriots versus Cincinnati Bengals. The New England Patriots will face the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 12 NFL action this Sunday at Paycor Stadium. New England comes into this game off a solid performance against the Jets, allowing just 245 yards of offense. The Jets gained only 105 yards through the air, and New England's defense held them to 4.3 yards per play. On the offensive side, the Patriots were efficient, accumulating 336 yards and converting 6 of 12 third downs. With no turnovers and just 2 penalties, New England's offense played a clean, balanced game. During their current winning streak, the Patriots have scored 23 or more points in every game. Cincinnati, on the other hand, is struggling. Last week, they were limited to just 2 field goals after the first quarter in a tough road loss to Pittsburgh. The Bengals' offense totaled 297 yards, averaging only 4.7 yards per play. They recorded 17 first downs but committed 2 turnovers, and their 8 penalties didn't help their cause. Cincinnati has lost 3 straight games and has allowed 27 or more points in 9 consecutive contests, with their only win this season coming in a narrow 17-16 victory over the Browns. The suspension of Ja'Marr Chase for this game is a major blow to Cincinnati's offense, and while many may expect this news to drive bets toward New England, the Patriots' recent form makes them a solid team regardless. Cincinnati has been competitive at home, but New England has been on fire lately, handling weaker opponents with ease. This team is no longer a flash in the pan. They are consistently dominant. Defensively, Cincinnati has been leaking points. The Steelers exposed their weaknesses last week, and this trend has been ongoing all season. The Patriots' defense should continue to capitalize on Cincinnati's struggles, potentially forcing a turnover or 2. On offense, New England is benefiting from a 2-pronged rushing attack featuring Tre'Veyon Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson, and quarterback Drake May, with a newly revamped Stephon Diggs, is playing at a high level. Joe Flacco has had some solid moments but lacks mobility, making him vulnerable to New England's aggressive defense. With Ja'Marr Chase suspended, Cincinnati's passing game loses its most dynamic weapon, leaving T. Higgins to face strong coverage, either from a double team or from standout cornerback Christian Gonzalez. Outside of Higgins and Chase, the Bengals' depth at receiver is thin. As for the Bengals' defense, it continues to struggle. New England's offense, which has been firing on all cylinders, should be able to exploit the Bengals' weaknesses, especially given the lack of depth on the defensive side. Even if Joe Burrow plays, New England's defense should keep Cincinnati's offense in check. Ultimately, Cincinnati is in rough shape, and New England's well-rounded play should see them leave with a win. The Bengals' defense has proven unreliable, and the Patriots' offense has been consistent and potent, making them a strong pick to cover the spread. As our first pick for this matchup, the New England Patriots to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Defensively, Cincinnati is the worst in the league. They have allowed the most points per game, and their rush defense ranks at the bottom while their pass defense is second worst. The Patriots' offense, which is averaging the 7th most points in the league, will have the opportunity to take advantage of these vulnerabilities. On the other side, Cincinnati's offense has shown some promise under Joe Flacco, but their production could drop without Chase. T. Higgins will need to step up for the Bengals to keep pace, but the Patriots' defense has been playing exceptionally well. This game has all the signs of a high-scoring affair, and the over looks promising, given that Cincinnati's home games have gone over the total 5 times out of 5, and New England's road games have gone over 3 times out of 5. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Seattle Seahawks versus Tennessee Titans. This Week 12 matchup between the Seahawks and Titans presents a significant mismatch on paper, and it's difficult to envision this gap not translating to the field. The Titans are dealing with multiple issues, including injuries on both sides of the ball. To make matters worse, they will be without Calvin Ridley this week, and Jeffrey Simmons, likely the most important player on their defense, may also be sidelined. With a team already struggling, they now face a Seahawks squad coming off a frustrating loss to the Rams last week. Seattle outgained Los Angeles by nearly 200 yards, had almost double the first downs, yet still lost due to 4 poor interceptions from Sam Darnold. Mike Macdonald's team will be eager to rebound and take advantage of one of the weakest teams in the league. Coming into last week's game, the Seahawks had arguably the best passing offense in the league, and they should get back on track here against a Titans defense missing key players both up front and in the secondary. The real advantage, however, lies on the other side of the ball. Seattle's defense, ranked 5th in EPA per play and success rate allowed, and 2nd in EPA per rush, will face a Tennessee offense that has struggled all season, now led by rookie quarterback Cam Ward. Seattle will look to exploit the Titans' weak offensive line and pass protection, and it's hard to imagine Ward beating this secondary. The Seahawks are currently among the league's best, ranking in the top 5 in both scoring offense and total defense. Sam Darnold has completed over 70% of his passes. Jackson Smith-Njigba leads the league in receiving yards, and both Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet provide a balanced ground attack. Seattle's defense has been strong against the run, holding opponents under 100 rushing yards per game. On the other hand, the Titans' offense has been one of the worst in the league, averaging just 14.3 points per game and ranking last in both rushing and total yards. This clear imbalance in firepower makes Seattle's double-digit spread reasonable. The situational trends also favor Seattle. Tennessee is 0-10 against the spread after facing Jacksonville, a pattern that highlights their struggles in divisional follow-ups. Conversely, Seattle has thrived under Mike Macdonald, going 9-3-1 against the spread in road games during his tenure. They have been dominant against the American Football Conference South, posting a 5-1-1 mark in their last 7 matchups. These trends align with the statistics, suggesting that Seattle's offense and defense are both operating at a level Tennessee simply can't match. Tennessee continues to lose games in the same way they have for the past 2 seasons, and their 6-21 against the spread record shows their inability to turn things around. Even when they keep it close, like they did last week, it's ultimately the offense's inability to score enough that costs them. Seattle's defense should be able to shut down the Titans' running game, and once Cam Ward is forced into obvious passing situations, the game could quickly get out of hand. The Titans have shown some improvement recently, but this Seattle team is on a mission, especially after their loss to the Rams. Seattle is operating at a much higher level right now, and Tennessee won't be able to keep up. As our first pick for this matchup, the Seattle Seahawks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Seahawks were repeatedly put in difficult situations during their loss to the Rams last week, but it was their defense that allowed them to stay in the game. Seattle's defense repeatedly stopped Los Angeles after the Rams were handed favorable field position multiple times in the second half due to Darnold's interceptions. This week presents a much easier matchup for Mike Macdonald's unit, and it wouldn't be surprising if Tennessee finishes with 10 points or fewer in a game where the superior team also holds a strong motivational edge. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Minnesota Vikings versus Green Bay Packers. The Minnesota Vikings, sitting at a disappointing 4-6-0, have struggled this season, with their quarterback play falling well short of expectations. After back-to-back losses at home to Baltimore and Chicago, they are looking to get back on track as they face the Green Bay Packers in Minneapolis this Sunday. The Packers, at 6-3-1, are coming off a 27-20 win over the Giants, which improved their standing to just half a game behind the Bears for first place in the National Football Conference North. Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love briefly left the field in Week 11 due to a left shoulder injury but returned to throw the game-winning touchdown pass to Christian Watson with just 4 minutes remaining. Despite their win, the Packers have failed to cover the spread in their last 3 games and are just 1-7 against the spread in their past 8. Their 27 points scored last Sunday was a welcome breakout after scoring just 20 points over their previous 2 games, both losses to Carolina and Philadelphia. The Vikings, meanwhile, are trying to find a way way to fix an offense that has been stagnant in recent weeks, scoring only 19 points against Baltimore and 17 against Chicago. Their offense has not reached 20 points in 3 of their last 4 games. Quarterback J.J. McCarthy's struggles continue, with 2 interceptions in his most recent game, bringing his total to 5 in the past 3 outings. While the Vikings have managed to pull off 2 impressive road division wins this season, including a stunning victory at Detroit, their current form is far from encouraging. Last season, the Vikings managed to sweep the Packers, with both victories coming by a narrow margin of 2 points. Love has not fared well against Minnesota in his career, going 1-3-0 in his 4 starts, with 2 of those losses coming at home. In the last 2 weeks, the Vikings defense has kept both Caleb Williams and Lamar Jackson under 200 yards passing, showing some resilience on that side of the ball. The Vikings are at a crossroads, and it's difficult to back them confidently given their quarterback issues. The offense isn't clicking, and with 3 games in the last 4 scoring fewer than 20 points, their chances seem slim. However, the Packers have not been particularly impressive either. Despite scoring 27 points against the Giants, they've been inconsistent, scoring just 26 combined points in losses to the Panthers and Eagles. Green Bay has also failed to cover the spread in their last 7 games when favored by 4 points or more. As our first pick for this matchup, the Minnesota Vikings to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The 2 National Football Conference North rivals have followed different paths when it comes to their totals this season. The Vikings are 7-3-0 to the over, while the Packers are 5-4-1 to the under. Even though Green Bay has posted at least 27 points in 7 games, their recent games haven't been high scoring. The Packers failed to reach the total in their home losses to the Panthers and Eagles, but they did hit the over in their win against the Giants. Minnesota's offense has been similarly inconsistent, but their road games have hit the over, including a 5-0 record away from US Bank Stadium. The total in this game is set low, and the Packers' home under trend, combined with Minnesota's road over trend, creates an intriguing dynamic. Green Bay has not hit the over at Lambeau Field this season, going 4-0-1 to the under in their 5 home games. Meanwhile, Minnesota has found success on the road, including a win in London against Cleveland. Last season's 2 matchups between these teams both went over the total, as the Vikings scored well, including a 3-touchdown performance by Sam Darnold in each win, with Minnesota ranking 27th in yards per game at 296.4, and Green Bay sitting 12th with 344. The offenses are fairly mismatched. Both defenses, however, rank in the top 10 for yards allowed, so it could be a challenge for either offense to break through easily. Minnesota has scored at least 27 points in both of McCarthy's road starts this season, showing they can find success away from home. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Jacksonville Jaguars versus Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals are stumbling into their Week 12 matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars after losing 7 of their last 8 games. Once sitting at 2-0 to start the season, the team now holds a 3-7 record and has looked increasingly disorganized and uncompetitive. Arizona has dropped 2 consecutive games by margins of at least 19 points. Despite playing at home, they remain only a slight underdog against Jacksonville. This is mostly due to the fact that the Jaguars' defense has been inconsistent on the road. However, this home field advantage doesn't seem to hold much weight, especially when you consider that the Cardinals have lost their last 4 games at home, one of which was to the Titans, who have won just 1 game this season. At this point, fading Arizona seems to be the right move. Jacksonville, on the other hand, is riding a wave of solid play. Their worst loss since Week 2 came against the Texans, but even that 1-possession defeat on the road doesn't carry much shame. The Jaguars are coming off a dominant 35-6 win against the Chargers, a result made even more impressive by the fact that their opponent's offensive line is in disarray. Jacksonville amassed 192 rushing yards in that game, a performance that bodes well for their chances to succeed against Arizona's lackluster defense. The Cardinals' struggles have been glaring, with a 1-7 record straight up in their last 8 games. In 5 of those losses, they've been defeated by 3 or more points. It's clear that Arizona is failing both offensively and defensively, and Jacksonville is poised to exploit these weaknesses. The Jaguars have been averaging over 29 points per game in their last 3 contests, while Arizona has been allowing nearly 28 points per game during its current losing streak. It's hard to imagine the Cardinals putting up much resistance, and as long as Jacksonville stays reasonably productive productive on offense, they should secure a comfortable win. One area where the Cardinals have struggled is against the run, and that's something the Jaguars should be able to take advantage of. Jacksonville has leaned heavily on the ground game recently, with Travis Etienne finding the end zone 3 times in the past 2 games. Arizona's defense has allowed 11 rushing touchdowns so far in 2025, tied for the 9th most in the league. Meanwhile, quarterback Trevor Lawrence has had his issues with turnovers this season, throwing 8 interceptions, but half of those came in the first 3 weeks of the year. For the Cardinals, Jacoby Brissett has stepped in admirably for the injured Kyler Murray, though the team's passing game still lacks balance. Brissett threw for 452 yards against San Francisco in a losing effort, completing 47 of 57 passes for 2 touchdowns. Over his last 4 starts, Brissett has a 10-to-3 touchdown to interception ratio. He'll face a Jacksonville defense that ranks 26th in the league against the pass, allowing the 4th most passing touchdowns. Even so, it's difficult to imagine Arizona's offense overcoming the Jaguars' defensive line and secondary. Arizona has gone over the total in 5 of its last 6 games, and Jacksonville has hit the over in all 4 of its road games this season. The Jaguars' run-heavy approach should continue, and as long as they can establish the ground game, it will open up play-action opportunities for Lawrence. While Jacksonville won't have wide receiver Thomas Jr. again, Jacoby Myers stepped up last week with 5 catches for 64 yards. Arizona's defense, which allows the 4th most red zone scoring attempts per game, will likely struggle to contain Jacksonville's offense in the red zone. At the same time, Brissett will need to continue passing, as Arizona's run game has been ineffective. The Jaguars' secondary is vulnerable, and the Cardinals have been throwing the ball more than almost any other team in the league. This should allow Brissett to move the ball downfield, especially on 3rd downs, where Arizona ranks 5th in conversion rate. The Jaguars' defense, ranked 28th in opponent touchdown percentage in the red zone, will likely allow the Cardinals to put points on the board. As our first pick for this matchup, the Jacksonville Jaguars to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Cardinals have allowed over 40 points in back-to-back games, and the Jaguars are averaging more than 30 points per game over their last 3. With Arizona's defense in shambles, this matchup could see a lot of scoring. Jacksonville's run game will likely set the tone, and their passing attack will find success against Arizona's porous secondary. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.